Good morning, Purnanda. Today I am going to recall the important points from the geography lesson, that is Human Geography of Tamil Nadu, Volume 2. Already in the last lesson we have seen about the concept of physical geography of Tamil Nadu. Okay, so it may be the continuity of the physical geography of the Tamil Nadu, that's for the human geography. So first one is what we learned for the concept of the human geography of Tamil Nadu. Okay, what are the concepts are available for that? First one is about the agriculture, and then distribution of the crops, factors for the agriculture. What are the resources available in Tamil Nadu, especially for water resources and mineral resources and industrial resources of our state. And then the biggest resource of our state is human resources, where it is distributed for that. What are the structure of the population, and then what are the disasters which are created by or caused by human being. It's called as man-made disaster. We will discuss one by one. First one is come for the introduction of the human geography. What is the meaning of this human geography, or what it refers to human geography? That's you know very well. Physical geography is nothing but it deals about the plains, plateaus, climate, season, natural vegetation, so and so. Here human geography is nothing but human geography deals with a way of development for the human society, by the human being with respect to the physical environment. I mean, how far our physical environment has to be affected or influenced by the human being. Okay, so this lesson will go to focus about the distribution of the resources and utilization of the resources and characteristics of the resources. So already just you know very well, our earth is endowed, I mean, provided or available with a lot of the natural resources such as landform, river, water, what is other mineral resources, so also wildlife, vegetation, everything for. See, these resources are useful only it is used and utilized by the human being as effectively. Unless it may be available, that's all. So among all the resources, human resources is one of the biggest resource of any country, not only for our state, any country for. Because with the help of the human skill and ability, the human being will go to convert the natural resource into useful products. Isn't it okay? So among the skill and ability or knowledge of the human being, it is considered as human resources one of the best resource among the any state. Okay. So first one we go for the concept of that is agriculture. That's you know very well already. You actually this made up of the two words. One is for agar, another one is for culture, or agar and cultural. That means two meanings are there. One is for land cultivation, or that is field growing. So agriculture is the art of land cultivation or the field growing. In addition to that, rearing of animals, birds, variety of natural vegetation, trees, growing of fishes, so and so. Okay, that's you know very well. Especially that is India, our country. Agriculture is one of the major occupation of our country, you know very well. Including our state also. Tamil Nadu is one of the major occupation or the main state of the country's economy also, I mean our state's economy also. Since independence, nearly for the 65% of the population is depending on the concept of what is agriculture. That's you know very well. So always there is a constant link between the agriculture and our state's economic growth. Nearly for the 21% of the state's economy is coming from the field of agriculture. Usually just we are studying from the economics. National income is coming from three sectors, maybe the primary, secondary and tertiary. So agriculture is one of the major primary sector of any country, not only for this country, any country. So in our state of Tamil Nadu, nearly 21% of the income is coming from the agriculture sector, especially in Tamil Nadu. So it is a major occupation of the rural people also, that's you know very well. Okay, nearly for that. So variety of the crops has been grown in our state for that. Among that, variety of the food crops and cash crops, and commercial crops and plantation crops, so on so. We will discuss one by one. And actually, what are the factors that lead to determine the concept of agriculture? Factors. I mean, what are the factors? There are four factors are there. Okay. One is landform, another one is climate, another one is soil, another one is irrigation. See, these are the four factors that supposed to determine the concept of what is agriculture. First factor is landform. You know very well, without the proper landform, we can't go to do for the agriculture. So, various diverse, I mean, the different kinds of lands forms are available in our state. Among the three is See, among the three, I mean the plains, plateaus, and hills or mountains, plains is the most suitable for the concept of agriculture. Plateau may be moderate, and the hill area, the mountain area may be poor. So, suitable landform is plain. Okay, and climate. Generally, you know very well that our country has situated above the equator, I mean Tamil Nadu nearby the equator. So, most probably throughout the year fully, the temperature may be somewhat high. So, it's possible to grow most of the tropical crops grown in our state for that. In addition to the climate, we want to talk about the season of agriculture. I mean the water is also one of the major concept of agriculture for that. Thus, we are depending most probably for the northeast monsoon. Just know very well. Southwest monsoon for other states for that. We are depending for most probably from the water from where is the northeast monsoon. It is one of the major season that goes to affect agriculture for a large extent for that. Okay, this is for climate. And for soil, the last lesson just we have seen about the 6 types of soil, just you know very well. Among the 6 types of soils, fertile alluvial soil from the river valleys and the coastal plains of our state is the best suitable for agriculture because of essential minerals and essential nutrients that should support to go for the growth of what is agriculture. So the best soil is what is fertile alluvial soil nearby the river plains or the coastal plains of our state for that. And last one is irrigation. Thus, normally I told you, most probably Tamil Nadu agriculture is based on depending on the concept of northeast monsoon. But even though we are believing or depending, this can be highly erratic or seasonal mode. So we may not expect only for the northeast monsoon season. In addition to that, just we want to practice some of the irrigation also. That's no very well. Various types of irrigations are practiced all over the country. In Tamil Nadu, that is for well irrigation, tube well irrigation, canal irrigation, tank irrigation, so on and so forth. Okay, so irrigation is very, very important for that. There is no irrigation we want to grow only for the rain-fed crops only for. I mean the drier crops, maybe the pulses or the millets will be grown for that. This is called as practice. And next one is types of agriculture. That's you know very well. There are 3 types of agriculture. It's practiced all over Tamil Nadu. First one is the subsistence agriculture, maybe the food crops. Is that okay? As well as cash crops also, or the commercial crops also. Food crops all over Tamil Nadu is practiced upon. First one is subsistence farming or the subsistence agriculture, which should be practiced all over Tamil Nadu. Maximum number of the food crops as well as some of the cash crops is also grown for that. And then next one go for the plantation agriculture, that should be grown on the hill slopes of eastern and western Ghats of Tamil Nadu. And last one is for the mixed farming. Mixed farming is something that's no very well. Unique cropping, dual cropping, multiple cropping. This is called as mixed farming. That should be practiced more for the river valley of Kaveri and Tenpanna, etc. Okay. Next one is the seasons for agriculture. See, based on the prudence, I mean the knowledge of the farmers, it should be classified into 3 seasons. Basically, 3 seasons of Tamil Nadu. Seasons of agriculture. First one is Sornavari. That means Chittirai Pattam. In Tamil you can say what is that? Chittirai Pattam. And then the next one is Samba. That's called as Adi Pattam. And the third season is called as Navarai. Actually, Sornavari in Tamil is called as Chittirai Pattam. And that is Samba is called as Adi Pattam. And the third season is called as Navarai. Usually, the Sornavari, I mean the Chittirai Pattam that starts from that is April to July, I think so. April to September. And the next one season that starts from August to November, I think so. August to November. And then the last one that goes to starts. So the seasons of Tamil Nadu is divided into 3 seasons based on the knowledge of the farmers. First one is Sornavari. In Tamil it is called as Chittirai Pattam. It starts from April and ends with the harvesting date of September. Okay. The crops may be grown for cotton and millets. Cotton and millets. Second one is Samba, which is called as Adi Pattam. Starts the growing period of July and ends in the harvesting period of February. Maybe the sugarcane and paddy. And the last one is Navarai, that is called as Navarai. There is no Tamil name for this one. And it starts from the month of November and ends with the month of March. Most probably vegetables and cucumber, watermelon. Okay, those kinds of crops will be grown for that. These are called as 3 seasons. And next one is what are the major crops are grown in Tamil Nadu. So it should be categorized into, first of all, food crops. First one is food crops. And second one is commercial crops or what is the cash crops. Commercial crops or what is the cash crops. And the third one goes to plantation crops. See, among the food crops, just you know very well, first one is paddy, millets and pulses, and what is the oilseeds. There are 4 kinds of crops are grown in Tamil Nadu. And for the cash crops, sugar cane as well as what is the cotton. These are the major 2 cash crops grown in our country, in our state. The plantation crops is called as tea and coffee and rubber and even what is the cinchona and even the pepper and cashew, etc. These are the crops that are grown in the various plantation crops. Is it okay? So first one is paddy. This is a South Indian staple food of South India. You know very well. South Indian staple food of South India is what is that? Paddy. Most probably more than 3 lakh hectares of the land is cultivated for what is that? Paddy. Is it okay? More than 3 lakh. 3 million hectares of the land. 3 million hectares of the land is cultivated for what is that? Paddy. So it can be grown in the several parts of the Tamil Nadu also. Most probably several varieties are also grown in the Tamil Nadu. Among that, Ponni and Kichari Samba. Okay. There are the 2 varieties of important varieties are grown in Tamil Nadu. Okay. Most probably it is concentrated for the what is it? Most probably for the river valleys, especially for the river valleys nearby the river valley. So it should be concentrated most probably for the Trichy zone. I mean the Kaveri river zone. I mean Trichy, Tanjore, Nagapattinam, Tiruvallur, Kanchipuram, those districts are there. See, in addition, due to the reason of over amount of the paddy that has been grown in the undistributed or undivided Tanjavur district, it is called as South Indian granule. Isn't it okay? Tanjavur district is called as what is the South Indian granule. See, our Tamil Nadu government has set up the Tamil Nadu Rice Research Institute. Tamil Nadu Rice Research Institute, that is TRI, in 1985, to give the farmers research about the new varieties of what is that rice and expecting more growth from the rice field for that. That is under the control of the Tamil Nadu Agriculture University. This is one of the important information, just maybe the important one bit also. Next one, go for the millets. Most probably, actually in the paddy, we are the 3rd leading state producer of the what is that all over country, I think so. First place goes to Uttar Pradesh. Okay, second place goes to West Bengal, and the 3rd place in Tamil Nadu. We are the 3rd largest producer of the paddy. Okay, for this information. Next one for the millets, it is most probably 1/3 of the population is depending or growing for the field of what is that millets for that. Okay, and 3 major varieties are grown for. Maybe the Kambu, Cholam, and Kelvari. Is it okay? Zover, Bajra, Shorgam is the other name for that. It may be widely practiced all over Tamil Nadu, but even though most probably for the Kambam Valley and Coimbatore district, I mean the Coimbatore Plateau, and Madurai, Virudhunagar, Thuthukudi, Tirunelveli, nearby the Kadalur, Virudhunagar, those are the places also have grown for that. Okay, major varieties for that. Next one, go for the pulses. Different kinds of pulses may be grown or cultivated in our state for that. Among that, Bengal gram, Hass gram, green gram, red gram, black gram, etc. Important varieties may have grown for that. So it may be the excellent human diet also. It has given the protein for the human diet also. Most probably, except the district of Chennai, Nilagiri, and Kanyakumari, it has been practiced all over the Tamil Nadu. Is it okay for that? And for the oil seeds variety, that's known very well. Oil seeds, major oil seeds of Tamil Nadu is nothing but groundnut and coconut, sunflower. Is it okay? Zinzli, sisal, and mustard. Is it okay? These are the oil seeds that has been grown inside the Tamil Nadu. So most probably, it is not only used for the preparation of food. In addition to the preparation of food, it is used for the manufacturing of lubricant oil in the machineries also. That's a second use for that. And in addition to that, it can be used for the process of soap and candles and pharmaceutical, I mean the medicinal products also. Is it okay? Most probably other items can be used for that. So most probably it should be cultivated for the Madurai and what is that? Thuthukudi, Virudhunagar. Is it okay? So and so. Those districts for that. So next one, go for the cash crops. Major cash crops are one is sugar cane and one is what is that? Cotton. First one is sugar cane. It may be annual crop. It may be annual crop. It is the annual crop. It's grown the year fully. It may be grown for that. Maybe maximum 9 months to 10 months for that. Okay. It has to be grown mostly. Actually, it is annual crop. In addition to that, it needs more amount of water facility, I mean the rainfall or the irrigation facility. Okay. And mild climate also for that. And the harvesting season it may be need for the dry climate. Most probably it can be cultivated from the Coimbatore region. Coimbatore. Okay. Coimbatore. And apart from that is Madurai, Tirunelveli, there is even Dharmaburi also for that. Okay, some district for that. Next one go for the cotton. It is one of the major cash crop as well as what is the fiber crop also of our state for that. Major cash crop as well as major fiber crop. Okay, it should be grown for most probably for the Madurai, Dindigul zone, Madurai region, Dindigul zone, Virudhunagar, Thoothukudi. Okay, and especially for the Kadalur, these regions also for that. Okay, it needs also somewhat at the beginning it needs more much of water, and for the harvesting period it needs for the dry season of the dry climate for that. And in best soil is the black soil or the black cotton soil or the black legal soil is suitable for the cultivation of what is that cotton. This is the important information for the cast of cotton. Next one we go for the plantation crops. Plantation crops is the thing that a single crop is raised on a large scale on the mountainous hills or slopes is called as what is that plantation crops for that. Especially tea, coffee, rubber, and various spices like pepper, cloves, cardamom, and cashew. This is not okay. Cinchona is the medicine plant that we have grown inside the Tamil Nadu is for that. So tea, just remember very well. It's a major, the important plantation crop of Tamil Nadu also for that. See, we are the leading producer next to the Assam. We are the second largest producer of the tea. Same thing coffee also. We are the second largest producer of all over the state. First producer is Karnataka. Second is Tamil Nadu. Okay. Next, most probably the rubber should be major cultivated from the regions of Kanyakumari district. Only alone, I think so. It may be cultivated only for the Kanyakumari region. Apart from that, other crops they have grown in the eastern and western slopes of the Tamil Nadu, eastern parts and western parts slopes for that. And Cinchona may be the medicinal plant. It has been grown from the where is that more than 1,200 altitude above the mean sea level for that. Okay. And in Tamil Nadu, that is the hills of Madurai, Theni, Kodaikanal hills. Isn't it okay? Only hills like the neighboring Salem, Erkadu, so on so. This is called as a plantation crop areas for that. Next we move for the other additional occupation of what is the agricultural oriented activity. That can be called as livestock or animal husbandry. Okay, because we are most probably we are not going to depending only for the agriculture due to the absence of rainfall and due to the manpower problem. Okay, we need some of the allied activities also for that. So among the best allied activity for the rural people, especially for the village people, they need what is that? Totally that we are having 4 varieties of the cattle. I mean the 4 varieties of the livestock is available. Nearly for 88 lakhs. I mean the 88 lakhs and 92,473 cattle are available in the state. I think so. Last census taken by our animal husbandry census department. That is 88 lakhs and 92,473 cattle are available in our state. Isn't it? One. Nearly for 81 lakhs and 43,341 is the number of goats I think so. Isn't it? Okay. Number of goats I think so. 47 lakhs and 86,680 for what is that? Sheep. Okay, and last we say 11 crore 73 lakhs and 48,894 are the poultry animals available. These are the variety of livestock or animal husbandry available as per the last census of Tamil Nadu government. Most probably Namakkal and Salem and Erode and Coimbatore is the major places that are known for what is that livestock and animal husbandry. Alright. Next one we go for the fishing activity of Tamil Nadu. That's no very well. Tamil Nadu is situated from the east coastal plain. It is the major activity of the coastal region people. Fishing is also one of the major activity. Okay, nearly for more than 1,076 kilometers of the coastline is available only for Tamil Nadu. It is the second largest coastline of our state for that. So due to the rich as well as the continental shells of the fishing, it is one of the major applications of our Tamil Nadu also, which will provide the reasonable growth for the what is the economic growth of our state also for that. Most probably there are nearly for according to the census of the Tamil Nadu Fisheries Department, more than 2,500 varieties of the fishes living in the different aquatic environment. I think so. 2,500 varieties of the aquatic environment. So among that, there are two varieties of what is the fishing. One is called as marine fishing, another is called as inland fishing. Is it okay? Marine fishing and another is called as what is that? Inland fishing. Marine fishing, just you know very most probably our state is surrounded by Indian Ocean and Bay of Bengal, and it may be other side may be Arabian Sea. So most probably it may be practiced from grown from where is that? Oceans or the seas for that. Due to the rich continental cells available for our ocean and seas for that, it's a major activity of also. There are two kinds of the fishing of the marine fishing also. One is for the inshore fishing, another is called as offshore fishing. Is it okay? Inshore fishing, offshore fishing. Inshore fishing is nothing but nearby the coast area, maybe the 2 to 5 kilometers or miles far away from the coast area. Okay, that is called as inshore fishing. Offshore fishing is nothing but more than 20 to 30 miles far away from the coast area is in depth, which is called as what is that? Offshore fishing. Offshore fishing. There are several varieties available for that. Among the varieties of the fishing from the marine, most probably shark, shark and catfish and silver bellies, okay, and count, okay. These are the most important varieties of the fishes from that. Another one is for the inland fishing. Inland fishing is nothing but most probably it is practiced in the rivers, ponds, lakes, okay, and artificially also we are grown for that. Tamil Nadu Fisheries Department has given many aid for the fishermen for growing the nurseries also. Most probably prawn and what is that? Oysters. I mean like it is called chippy in Tamil. Oysters. Isn't it okay? Oyster. So that should be grown in the separate private nurseries also for that. That is most probably it has to be grown in the Vellore region. Nearly most probably our state's economy 10% of the nurseries may be available from where is that? So most probably 10% of the nursing, isn't it okay? Nursing, maybe artificial nursing of the fishing is grown in the Vellore region alone. And apart from that, this is Sivagangai, isn't it okay? Sivagangai, Virudhunagar, okay, and Kadalur. Most probably that has to be provided for the 9% of the fishing area of the inland fishing for that. And remaining area may be given. So it is one of the major activity of what is the coastal people for the fishing. And next one we go for the topic of what is the water resources. Water resources. Okay. So you know very well, water is a very vital source of the human being. For that, it is very important for the human being, not only for the human being, for the flora and fauna and industries, various purposes for that. See, it is a gift of the nature to the humankind. Water is the important gift of the nature to the humankind, as well as what is that others also. I mean the animals, various kinds of natural vegetation. Okay. So we must use more cautious when we are using for the water, because basically according to our country's territory, I mean the India's territory, our land area is occupied only for 4% only for that. Okay. 4% of land area. Among the 4% of land area, according to our country's population, that is 6% of the population is available for that. But even though only we are having that is 2.5% of the what is that water resource available in our state. Am I right? So comparing with our country, I mean India, that is 4% of the land area, right, and 6% of the population. But even though we are having only for how much? Only for 2.5% of the water resources available for it. Okay. So it may be somewhat problem or difficult to our human community in the future come. At present it is available. Already yes, we have used 95% of the surface water and 80% of what is the groundwater. Isn't it okay? Maybe for 95% of surface water and plus 80% of what is the groundwater. Already we have been put into use water. Isn't it okay? So we want to use the water more optimum. I think so. Most probably agriculture is a major utilization of what is the water. Apart from that is human being, industries, local needs of the people, so and so for that. So we are expecting most probably for the northeast monsoon season. Just we are getting the rainfall from what is the northeast monsoon season. But even the total approximate average annual rainfall is that is 930 millimeter of the rainfall of Tamil Nadu. 930 millimeter. Isn't it okay? 930 millimeter of rainfall of Tamil Nadu. Among that, actually north, southwest, under what is it? Northeast, southwest, summer rainfall and what is the winter rainfall. Isn't it okay? See, among this 47%, isn't it okay? 47% is what is the northeast. Okay, just 35% from what is the southwest and 14% from what is the summer rainfall and that just 4% from what is the winter rainfall. Isn't it okay? So we must use the water with very cautious also for that. Okay. Next one go for the multi-purpose river valley project. Multi-purpose river valley project. You know very well the heading itself, the meaning is available for it. See, our government has created a lot of the multi-purpose river valley projects with the help of the reservoirs or the dams project. See, the basic meaning of multi-purpose river valley project is nothing that it should goes to primary purposes for irrigation and what is that producing the idle water. Isn't it okay? Irrigation and idle water. But nowadays it is used as the inland transport as well as fishing and recreation. So also most of the purposes are used for that. So a single project or the single reservoir or the single dam that has to be served for what is that multi-purposes is called as what is that multi-purpose river valley project. Okay. So what are the multi-purpose river valley projects available in Tamil Nadu? Very easy recap is nothing but see totally we are having 11 multi-purpose river valley projects available in this all. Okay. For easy recap is nothing but see MBA. Okay, MBA and that is KSM, right? And VM triple P. See, these are the easy way to recap at that. MBA, what's the meaning of MBA? Not for Master of Business Administration. See, M stands for Medu Dam project, isn't it okay? M stands for what is that? Medu Dam, and B stands for Bhavani Sagar, isn't it okay? Bhavani Sagar. And A stands for Amaravati Dam. K stands for Krishnagiri Dam. S stands for Satunu Dam. Is it okay? Satunu Dam. M stands for Mumbai Periyar Dam. And B stands for Vaigai Dam. And what is that? M stands for Manimuttar Dam. And P stands for Pavanasam. Pavanasam Dam. And this stands for Paramikulam and Aliyar project. Paramikulam and Aliyar project. And last one stands for Parapala project. Okay. Parapala. That is available. So this is an easy way for MBA. You write that like this MBA. That's for M for Medu, B for Bhavani Sagar, A for Amaravati, and KSM. That's for Krishnagiri Dam and Satunu Dam and what is that Mumbai Periyar Dam. And VM triple P. P stands for Vaigai and M stands for Manimuttar. And first P stands for Pavanasam Dam and for Paramikulam and Aliyar project and Parapala. So first one is the Medu Dam. It was constructed in the year of 1934 under the British administration. Nearly for 9 years it took for the construction. Okay. Along the river of Kaveri, that should enter for the plain area. Okay, after coming from Karnataka, should enter for the plain area of Tamil Nadu. The dam was constructed. Another name of the dam is nothing but Stanley Reservoir. More than 2 lakh, isn't it okay? More than 2,70,000 approximately of hectares may be benefited by using the water of the what is that? Medu Dam. So it should go from Medu to where is it? Trichy and Tanjore, Kumbakonam, Nagapattinam, Namakkal and Trichy and Kumbakonam. Okay, Nagapattinam. Finally, it goes to try to the Bay of Bengal for that. So, due to the reason of the river Kaveri, it is called as Grand Lake of South India. Already, we have seen the topic from the where is that paddy. Is it okay? So, most of the river plains are available. Fertile alluvial site is also available for that. It is one of the excellent tourist spot also due to the reason for the gorgeous park available for the Medu Dam. Next is for the Bhavani Sagar Dam. It should be situated 80 km from Coimbatore, I think so. It is in the Erode district. It is the first earthen dam in the country. Earthen dam is something that may be made up of the soil and stone. That's called as earthen dam. Okay, that's the Bhavani Sagar Dam. And next one is for the Amaravati. It is for the 25 km far away from Udumalai, I think so. It is in Tirupur district. Primarily, it is used for the purpose of the irrigation and irrigation purpose. And for the flood control, isn't it okay? Flood control. It's a tributary of river Kaveri, but now it is produced for the little bit of the power of hydel project is also available for that. Due to the reason for the Maggar crocodiles, isn't it okay? Maggar crocodiles, it is also one of the famous tourist spot also for that. Next one is Krishnagiri Dam. It is situated 7 km far away from the Krishnagiri towards the route of Dharmaburi, I think so. Okay. Due to the reason for the large park of this Krishnagiri Dam, it is most probably it is attracted by the tourist people the weekend. It's a weekend. Okay. Most probably it is irrigated for the places of Krishnagiri and Dharmaburi district. And for Mumbai Periyar, Satunu Dam, it is situated in the Chennakesava hills of Chengam Taluk, I think so. Chennakesava hills of Chengam Taluk. Okay. Most probably this dam has given the irrigation of the Chengam, Tandrambattu and Tiruvannamalai Taluk. Isn't it okay? Tiruvannamalai Taluk for that. Here also there is a fish, grotto and crocodile farm is available for that. Due to these two reasons it was attracted by the tourists as well as the film industry people also. So, okay, that's for the South Dam. And Mullai Periyar is one of the biggest projects in the Tamil Nadu because the river water is coming from the Kerala and should be stored in Tamil Nadu. Most probably it is used for the purpose of Tamil Nadu. Is it okay? It was constructed in the year of 1895. Is it okay? 1895 under the British administration. Just to know very well, the Colonel Benny Quick was the architect of the what is the Mullai Periyar Dam. It is one of the wonderful architecture for Tamil Nadu because it should serve the drier regions of the Tamil Nadu also. So Madurai, Theni, and those regions may be cultivated, okay, may be irrigated and cultivated with the help of this project only for that. Actually, total height will be 175 feet for that. But even though the government is possible to store only for 145 to 147 only for that, as per the Supreme Court order. Okay, that's for the Mullai Periyar Dam. Next one is Vaigai Dam. It is 7 km from Mandipatti. It is in the Theni district and 70 km far away from the Madurai. Isn't it okay? It is due to the reason for the garden. Its pet name is called as Little Brindavan. I think so. Little Brindavan. It should also attract the famous tourist spot for that. And next one is Maniputtar. It is in Tirunelveli region. 47 km far away from the Tirunelveli region. Due to the four reasons, I mean the zigzag ghat road, okay, and 5 km far away from the dam, the garden is situated for that. Pleasant boating and the waterfalls attracted a lot of the people also. Is it okay? For the Maniputtar. And then Pavanasam is 49 kilometers far away from that. Is it okay? 49 kilometers far away. Tirunelveli. Most probably it should goes to supply the water of Tirunelveli to Thuthukudi, I think so. Is it okay? Tirunelveli to Thuthukudi. It is also called as Karayar Dam. Karayar Dam. Which one? Pavanasam. Yeah. Okay. 14 kilometers far away from there. Most probably it should go to south for the water of the district of Thuthukudi and Tirunelveli. At present, our government is producing 27 to 20 megawatt of the power is produced from this dam for that. And the next one go for the Paramikulam and Aliyar project, PAP project. It's a well-known outcome of the engineers of Tamil Nadu and Kerala because it's a joint venture of the Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Most probably 7 rivers and 7 reservoirs. Getting the 7 river water and harnessing into 7 reservoirs, and it should go to supply for Tamil Nadu and what is that? Kerala also for it. It's an excellent project of Tamil Nadu, Mullai Periyar project. Paramikulam and Aliyar project. That is 7 rivers is nothing but Upper Nira is first one, Lower Nira is the second one, Solai Kadal, Anaimudi, okay, and Unakadavu, Paramikulam and Aliyar. These are the 7 hills or reservoirs that should be used in place for what is that Paramikulam and Aliyar project for that. Most probably it is used in the Tamil Nadu also. And the last one is Parappalam project. It is in Ottanjatram in the Dindigul Taluk. Is it okay? Most probably 70 or 80 kilometers far away from the Madurai. It should go to supply the water for the Dindigul and the Palani Taluk actually. Is it okay? So these are the multi-purpose river valley projects of what is Tamil Nadu. Next one go for the water resource management. We have seen the water resource and what are the multi-purpose projects available in Tamil Nadu. Actually, for the water resource management. Water resource management is an activity of planning, is it okay? Planning and distributing, okay, and designing. Planning, distributing, designing, and what is it? Replacing the water, optimum use of the water. Optimum use of the water. You know very well, I already told you, maybe the scarce resource actually, it's a vital resource, as well as they are going to face the trouble for that. Our major source is most probably for the northeast monsoon. Due to the highly erratic and seasonal from the northeast monsoon, we are facing a lot of trouble every year actually. So, most probably the agriculture is a major utilization of the water. Actually, nearly for the 75% of the water resource available in Tamil Nadu is used and utilized by the agriculture purpose for that. Apart from the agriculture, due to the reason for the overpopulation of the Tamil Nadu, not maybe the overpopulation, maybe the increasing population of Tamil Nadu, the per capita needs of the people is also increasing from that. Every day the people's need is also increasing from that. That is called as per capita need of the water. Apart from that is the industries used and the domestic purposes and animals and branch vegetation so on so forth. Okay, so we must use the water maybe in the proper way and the optimum way because we want to produce, we can't go to produce for the water, we must save this water and we will hand over to the next generation also for, our future generation also for that. So the save water. That's for the best technologies. I think that rainwater harvesting is one of the best method to save the water from them. Okay, today if you save with the help of the water by using the technology of the rainwater harvesting, then it may gives more water for the future generation. Okay, that's for the water resource management. And next one go for the